ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit.
Subscribe. I really enjoyed it, but I also really like Daft Punk.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Studios The First 10 Years, Crossbones and Captain America 2-pack from Captain America Civil War. I did pick this up at Hasbro Toy Shop, but if you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can also get them at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
I've been wanting a Crossbones figure from the MCU for such a long time. I really liked Crossbones a lot, and I'm really liking these head sculpts that we're seeing for Cap already. I'm pretty stoked about this set. Anyway, on the side, you can see there's a read-up on the Civil War movie, so if you want to go ahead and read that, pause it now. You can see this is number 9 from the 10. And then on the back, there's a read-up on Captain America. If you want to read that, pause it now. And then there's a read-up on Crossbones. If you want to read that, you can go ahead and pause it now. And then we get the nicely spot-varnished Captain America Civil War movie poster, and it says 2016 right there. And then on this side, you can see some concept art. You get some Black Panther right there, and I think that's some Ant-Man, and then you get Winter Soldier right there. And then on the top, it's spot varnished with Marvel Studios The First 10 Years, and then on the very bottom, not much going on. So let's get to it and crack these things open. And here's Cap and Crossbones out of the packaging with their respective unmasked head sculpts on there, looking great. And I also like the masked head sculpts too. I do have minor gripes just with the Captain America figure, but yeah, the Crossbones over here, oh man, it is amazing. We don't get too many accessories with these figures, but we do get some. So let's get a closer look at those, and then we'll get a closer look at Captain America and Crossbones. Now, aside from the interchangeable heads, we get these accessories right here, which actually doesn't really look like too much, but looking at Captain America's shield, we've seen the shield several times before in the past, and you know, the paint apps on this looks really good. I gotta say, I really like how shiny this is. A very nice, clean, glossy paint. Not seeing any major imperfections. Tiny scuffage right there and right there. Tiny stuff. But, you know, yeah, I've seen the shield many times. People say it looks a little too big, but I like it. I think it works really well for Cap. Then we get these gauntlets for Crossbones, and these things are awesome, even though one of them came a little bit broken, and I didn't break it. I just took it out of the packaging, and it was like that. But, wow, I really dig these a lot. These are very awesome. Kind of wish they functioned, but I'm not surprised that they don't. And they're made out of very soft, pliable material, which I'm grateful for. You can see this one right here is the one that was detached, so you can see how this piece goes in here, and it's supposed to stay glued like that, and plus it's got all hella warped and everything, so that's a bit frustrating. I think I saw somebody online do this little trick where they're able to take a small knife and just like wedge it from the inside and have the knife stick out, and that would have been cool if you had a knife, you know. I would have liked that. But yeah, if you want to find a knife and try that out, you can go ahead and do so. I tried it with this Joker knife, but the Joker knife is too big. You can see I'm gonna break the, see that's not really, oh, actually that could kind of, I don't know, work. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It looks pretty neat. Yeah. But yeah, if you had a smaller knife, that'd just work out a little bit easier. But that's actually not looking too bad now. Stab. Getting that out of there and showing how you can go ahead and attach this to the figure. You just slip it over the sleeve like so, and then you try to get the hand to grab it, and you can see this is all busted right here. So yeah, that's frustrating. And then demonstrating on this side right here, you can see that, you know, you're gonna have that hand run into that. So I try to just like move this over, and thankfully this is made out of soft, pliable material. But yeah, it does take some moving around. It's a little frustrating to get that directly into place, but you can see there, you gotta try to shift that and pick that. Yeah, see, yeah, there it goes. Alright, see, it's pretty tricky to do, but you know, once you have them in there, it's fine. It's harder to do on camera than it is without recording. So this photoreal tech that we're seeing from Hasbro is just very impressive. This is the most Chris Evans looking Chris Evans head sculpt that I have seen from Hasbro, and I think it is just great. I'm very pleased with that. I think they nailed it. Looks just like him. He has bright blue eyes. Looks really good. I like this subtle paint right here around the eyes too. Gives it some depth. The mouth paint looks really good. I love the hair sculpt too. Paint for the hair looks great as well. And come on, man, that is awesome. I really dig that. And comparing it to the Dwight Stahl head sculpt right here, you can see they're similar, but yeah, this newer one right here is definitely much better. Then comparing it to the ShartimusPrime Viewer Ultimate Custom, this is the head sculpt that we're used to seeing for Captain America figures, and this looks nothing like Chris Evans. This one totally looks like him, so I'm very pleased with that. That is really awesome. Now going on to the masked head sculpt and then putting it on there. I did have an issue with this. I did have to modify mine a little bit. So as you can see in this picture right here, the mask was just too high up over the nose and the eyes, and that was really frustrating for me. So I did change mine. I think it looks a little better now. I'm pretty pleased with it. And you can see that the helmet looks really good. I did have to shave off a little plastic above the ear, and I was just trying to get this smushed down as much as I could. I haven't glued it back on there, but I heated this up and removed it. And I think this head sculpt looks great aside from that flaw. It just needs to be pushed down closer to the ears. Even as far down as I have it right now, there's still a gap in the back of the head right there, and that's really annoying. So, I mean, I do like how the paint came out though. I mean, we have this really awesome thing going on the very top of his head. You can see a little bit of paint wear. You know, it kind of looks like some battle damage going on. Very, very subtle wear or aging to the helmet, more than battle damage, really. That's great. The A looks awesome. I think the eyes look good, you know, when you can see them right there. So, you know, everything else looks pretty good about it. It's just, yeah, getting it smushed down there. So, I don't know. If I mess with it some more, it'll look better. But this looks a lot better than it did previously. And then looking at the rest of the body, we've seen this many, many, many times before. It doesn't come with interchangeable hands or anything like that. It's just a typical Captain America buck that we've seen. If you want to swap in a saluting hand, I did that, you know, stick around for the photo gallery. But, you know, the paint apps look pretty good on the figure. Not a whole lot to expect with this, but we've seen it many times before. Now, we've seen the articulation for this figure many times before, but with this new head sculpt, it's tricky to get him to look all the way up. You gotta kind of like shimmy that head back, and it still won't look up as much as I'd like it to. You can't get the head looking downward. You get side-to-side motion. No real head pivoting over here. Shoulders move out, they move down. You rotate 360. Bicep swivel, and we get double jointed elbows. One thing I'm just noticing right now is that this is a little bit more matted plastic than some of the others, I think. But anyway, double jointed elbows, then the wrist trim side to side, hinge up and down, crunch forward, crunch back, waist swiveler, hips move out that much, heel kick forward that much, back a tiny bit, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot rotation, ankles move down, ankles move up. And of course he does have the beautiful ankle pivot. I don't work like that no more. I love this head sculpt, and I can't remember the actor's name, but he was a great Crossbones. Crossbones was one of my favorite MCU villains. I mean, until Thanos anyway. But I thought the actor did a great job. He had an amazing death, probably one of the most horrible deaths that we've ever seen in the MCU. I mean, that was really bad. I think, was it Clarice? She had a really bad one too. But I love how the face sculpt came out over here. Look at all the scarring, man. And the likeness is dead on as well, but all that burning and scarring and everything. Jeez. They just killed it. This photoreal tech is just, you know, serving Hasbro very well. I love the 5 o'clock shadow. I think the neck looks a little on the long side. That does bother me some. Doesn't look as long when he has the helmet on, but it's not the worst long neck I've ever seen. But I don't know, to me it looks just a little long. I like how the hair is sculpted right here too. Excellent face sculpt. Oh man, that is great. The eyes look awesome. Geez, I really like that a lot. And then I really like the masked head sculpt too. It's not like I can really decide, and it really makes it hard for me to decide which one I want to have on display. I mean, look at that. I mean, you can see all the scarring underneath the mask, and then the paint over this helmet looks phenomenal also. I mean, that is just wonderfully done, man. Almost looks like a custom. You can see the brush strokes and everything. Oh, those aren't brush strokes. That's factory done. Those are some fake-ass brush strokes. But hey, they look really good. I just realized that. No, I'm like, wait, that's not brush strokes. Wow, I don't know how they do this deco, man. But yeah, I'm very impressed. I like it. Nice gunmetal color right there for the plastic. Then looking at the rest of the figure, oh man, this thing is just too badass. I really like this thing a lot. The vest looks great. And he has his magazines right here on the side. Looking great. Then we have some shotgun shells, and it looks like some tools and weapons. That is awesome. Oh, I love the little gashes right there in his armor. That gunmetal looks great. All kinds of little stitching details on the sides right here. Looks like Cap got him there a couple of times actually in the movie, but all these pouches look really good. Man, I'm very pleased with that. If you want to take this off, you can. I did at one point get this detached right here, so you could see it's just really smooth on the inside, not very interesting at all. So you get 2 tabs on that right side, not on the left side though, I tried. So it's just, or maybe if I tried harder, I could peel that back. I don't really want to. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it with these 2 right here. I'll put that together off camera. It's kind of tricky. Yeah, you can see that there's a Crossbones butt, and then there's a Crossbones crotch, and then the camo pants look really good and everything. Great looking knee pads right here. And we have a gun that doesn't come out of the holster. That frustrates the hell out of me. Damn it, Hasbro, why you do this? Why you do that, Hasbro? You piss me off every time. I'm so pissed off. But we get those other accessories too. But yeah, having the guns that can't come out of the holsters drives me nuts. Then looking at the boots right here, that looks awesome. It does have treads at the bottom of his feet. It says Hasbro right there, and he does have the peg holes. This figure looks so awesome. But to go over the Crossbones articulation, you can't get his head looking all the way up, which is great, and you can make him look all the way down. You get side-to-side motion and just a tiny little bit of head wobblage. You can move the shoulders outward that far and down. You could rotate a full 360. We do get a bicep swivel. We have double jointed elbows, and then both wrists turn side to side, and they both hinge up and down. And then he does have a diaphragm joint in there. It's tricky to move around, as you saw earlier. I did take part of the vest off, so it could shift up, forward and back just that much. And as far as pivoting, we're not getting a whole lot of motion. Luckily, we do have a waist swivel right here, so that does help a lot. And then he does have great hip joints that move outward that far, and he kicks forward that much and back a tiny bit. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. Then his ankles can move down, and they do move up, and he does have the beautiful ankle pivot. And to measure out this Captain American Crossbones figure, you could see that Cap is standing at about 6.5 inches tall, and it looks like Crossbones just a tiny bit shorter. And then to throw in a couple of Cap figures for comparison, we have the Captain America Infinity War figure, and then we also have the ShartimusPrime Viewer Ultimate Custom Captain America. And then here's our MCU Captain America and Crossbones figures next to their respective comic book versions. You can see the SDCC exclusive Thunderbolts Crossbones with the blade gun, and then we have the Vintage Collection Captain America. And then here's Cap and Crossbones next to the only other first 10 years series figure that I've reviewed. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy Ronin. And then here's Cap and Crossbones next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. I gotta give you guys a big thanks for watching my video. I really do appreciate it, especially when you guys watch these videos all the way from the very beginning to the very end. It really does help this channel out a lot, as well as when you hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. I don't think this ever happened in the Civil War movie. I don't remember Crossbones ever punching into the shield, but I think it looks kind of cool. Hey, they're my figures. I'll pose them around however I want, and I think these are both awesome pieces. Now, the Captain America body, I've seen that a little bit too many times, especially, from the Infinity War wave. We saw a new body for that. I was kind of hoping they could reuse that somehow, but I knew they weren't going to, a while ago when they first showed images. I do like the two new Chris Evans head sculpts for the most part. It's just this masked one right over here, it just doesn't fit on there properly, and it's pretty frustrating, so that bums me out a little bit, man. So I'm gonna give the Cap figure a Sud rating of meh. And then the Crossbones figure, oh god, it just blew me away. My complaints are actually quite minimal, even though I did have that little piece snap on me on one of the gauntlets, and I do think the neck is a little bit on the long side, and I really do wish that the Crossbones had more torso articulation. If that vest was a little bit more softer, the material was softer, then we can get more articulation out of it. But I feel like those are minor complaints compared to how much I like it. I really like the Crossbones figure a lot, and I'm giving that one a Sud rating of I love it. And remember, I would like to know what you guys think, so don't forget to leave your comments down below. If you'd like to see a photo gallery of images, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com and ShartimusPrime.net. And do not forget to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as Twitch. Links to everything I talked about in the description below. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. And he does have the ring.